Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Breathwork Bestie. My name is Chrystal Rose, and if you don't know me, I am a transformation coach as well as a breathwork facilitator. I also have another podcast called Self-Love for Breakfast. I created this podcast because breathwork has been such an impactful self-healing modality for me and in my own healing journey. I use it in my coaching, I host workshops, and I also do one-on-one breathwork facilitation. And it's been so incredible for me. And I've also been able to see the impact that it has on my clients and so many other people in my life. So I decided that in order to spread this far and wide, it just made so much sense to start a podcast. Consider this a more casual experience. I want this to feel like you're hanging out with a friend who is guiding you through breathwork. I have collaborated with other facilitators, friends of mine who are absolutely incredible, phenomenal, have been doing this longer than I have, and some have not been doing this as long as I have. And it's so cool to have this variety of voices so that you can get a full range of experience in your breathwork journey. We're not going to put really any fluff in these episodes. They're going to start out with a brief intro that will simply remind anyone new to breathwork or new to this podcast to come back to this episode so that they will know what to expect and can feel comfortable just jumping in on another meditation later on. And of course, if you've been with us the whole time, it'll simply welcome you and go right into the meditation. So whether or not you've done breathwork before, I just want to make sure that I go over some really important things to remember when practicing breathwork. So of course, please do not do breathwork while driving or operating heavy machinery. We ask that you always consult with your doctor before practicing breathwork, especially if you're pregnant, have recently had surgery, or if you have any known medical conditions. It's also really important to know that your breathwork bestie facilitator is simply your guide through this experience. You have full control over the speed and the depth of the breath, and you can just stop entirely at any time. Always go with what your body tells you over the words of a facilitator. Especially in the longer sessions, some of you might experience tingling, maybe a tightening of the lips, and a tightening in the hands known as tetany. This is normal, and it can be painful in the moment, but ultimately it can't hurt you long term. It just is painful in the moment. So in the event that tetany happens, it might help to shake it out, shake your hands or clap your hands together, as well as release the breath pattern. You can go ahead and return to a normal breath if you want to, and then come back to the breath pattern when the tetany has ceased. Sometimes we can also ask ourselves, are we holding on to something? What are we holding on to? Because sometimes spiritually we are, and that can come up in our hands in a breathwork session. Temperature shifts in either direction are completely normal, and in the longer sessions, it may help to have a blanket on hand. Now, there are two types of sessions. We have the integrative session, which is a shorter session. Generally, you're not in the breath pattern for longer than 8-ish or so minutes. The longer sessions are called meditative sessions, and we could be breathing for up to 20 or 40 minutes. It really just depends on the facilitator and the intention of the session. The recommendations for your body in both of these sessions, in an integrative, it's absolutely fine to be sitting up, or you can lie down if you want to. In meditative, we ask that you lie down for this experience. We also suggest that you not use a pillow because it can constrict the airways, and we want a complete open passage for breath to come through, and pillows tend to crink the neck forward and limit your breathing. It is also normal to experience emotional releases during breathwork. This can include tears, rage, laughter, or maybe you experience nothing at all. It's also completely normal to fall asleep, scream, or experience sexual release, as well as many other physical, mental and emotional examples not mentioned here. Just know it is all normal. Anything that comes through, anything that happens, it is all normal. It is all welcome. You are safe to feel. You are safe to be in the experience. And the safer you feel and the more you allow yourself to lean into the emotions coming through or what's there, the deeper the healing gets to be. And we also get to notice when there is resistance, when we are experiencing resistance in breath work. You're not doing it wrong. It's totally normal. It's normal to experience that. So just know you cannot mess this up. You cannot do this wrong. It is not possible. And even if you feel like you got nothing out of a session, your body is going to take what it needs from the session every single time. And also remember to drink plenty of water following your session and throughout the day. There are so many benefits to breath work, and I'll just name a few of them right here. So of course, like as I mentioned, that emotional releases can happen, right? And this is so healing because a lot of the times we have emotions, we have trauma, we have things that are stuck in the body. And when we breathe, we're able to let them bubble up to the surface and we're able to release them. And it's really cool because if you struggle with meditation, breathwork kind of takes your brain out of the equation. And once you're focusing on the breath and you're in the breath pattern, your brain kind of checks out and you're able to just be here with your body and what's here and be really deep in the present moment. So we're able to get deeper into our bodies and into this state of being so much faster than with meditation. One of the cool things about breathwork is if you tend to be stressed or if you just want to feel better in your body, be more relaxed, and experience less stress. Doing breathwork over time can integrate that into your system. So our vagus nerve is in charge of our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest. It's that chill, that relaxing space, right? Which is the opposite of our sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight. And that's when we're up buzzing high, kind of freaking out. This is the opposite of that. This is us chilling. And so what happens is when you do breath work, it's toning your vagus nerve. Essentially, it's like your vagus nerve, it gets to go to the gym and work out. And every time you work out your vagus nerve, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And so this beautiful state of being integrates more into your life. I'd like to advise you not to only turn to breath work when you are stressed, because so often we are, okay, I'm stressed, I need to get rid of it. And then we turn to meditation or breath work or something like that to get rid of it and push it away. I would advise you not to do that because we're still we're doing the thing to get rid of the thing instead of being with it. Now I'm not saying not to do, breath work when you're stressed. Of course it will help, but just not to make it a habit of getting rid of. Instead, we want to make it a habit of being with and doing breath work when you feel fine, right? Or just like as a part of your daily routine, that would really help it integrate into your system, become part of your everyday life and bring down that natural kind of stress that you feel every day. It'll help you regulate your nervous system. So if breathwork is new to you, I challenge you to look back 30, 60, 90 days from now and just notice the difference. Notice the difference in how you feel just on a day-to-day basis. So with each episode, don't you worry, the Breathwork Bestie is going to lay out the intention for the practice as well as the breath pattern or breath patterns that they've chosen to work with. And of course, as mentioned before, if you don't like the depth or the speed that they're going at, if that does not feel good in your body, then you get to slow down, speed up, increase depth, whatever feels good for you. There are a variety of breath patterns, so many different breath patterns, and some are in through the nose, out through the mouth. Some are in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the mouth, out through the mouth, in through the mouth, out through the nose. It really just depends on what the facilitator has chosen to work with. And so I'm not going to go over every breath pattern with you now, but your Breathwork Bestie will introduce you to the breath pattern and demonstrate it for you before going into the session. So rest assured, you will always be comfortable and at least know what the pattern is that day. So that's it out of me. This is probably the most regular talking you will hear on this podcast. Everything else will be intro, outro, and the meditation itself, unless I have a special announcement for you. Otherwise, it'll just be simple for you to just scroll through, pick a meditation, and go. So today we are actually going to go ahead and go into an integrative breath session so you can try it out. And we are going to go with the intention of safety. Now, what is safety? So often we think safety is outside of us. We think it's the alarm system, or we think it's, protocols that have been put into place to keep us safe. But we have safety present in our body, and some of us don't, and that's okay. It depends on what's happened in your life, what you've gone through. So this meditation is, as we breathe, we're going to feel into 3 different stages of safety. Safety in our body, and we'll notice how present it is or isn't. Safety with another, if we feel safe with another person, and bringing that into our body, and where do we feel that? How do we feel that? And then safety with whether it be God, source, universe, nature. And if you don't believe, that's okay too. Just know that if you cannot feel safety in one of these stages, it's totally okay. It's totally normal. If you feel them in all 3, totally okay. Totally normal. Do not judge it. Let's not judge. Instead, let's just observe what happens. The breath pattern we will be going with in this session is the halo active breath. This is a forceful inhale through the nose and forceful exhale out the mouth. Okay. And we're going to continue that breath pattern. So in every meditation, every session, when your breathwork bestie cues the breath, you're going to start breathing and continue on. Even if they stop doing it with you, you're going to keep breathing until they say release the breath. And when they say release the breath, that's coming back to just a normal breath. Okay? So today we will use the halo. Really feeling your belly rise and fall. And we'll get started on that in just a moment. Finding a comfortable position, somewhere you can sit or lie down, whatever feels best for you. Inviting you to close your eyes, shutting down those eyes, maybe moving your body a little bit to kind of shake off any kinks in your neck, or just letting yourself settle in here. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth as you settle into your body, bringing your awareness to your central channel. This is, imagine a cord running from the top of your head down through your body, all the way down to your feet. Imagine this life force in your body flowing freely. Letting yourself settle in, relaxing your shoulders, noticing if you're holding any body part tightly, if you're clenching, just letting it release here. That's it. And once you feel settled, beginning the breath pattern in through the nose, out through the mouth. That's it. Continuing that breath, finding a depth and a speed that feels good for you. That's it. Really feeling that air, that energy in your belly as you breathe in and forcefully pushing out as you exhale. And as you breathe, bringing in the feeling of safety, the idea of safety. Where in your body do you feel safe? And just observing here, where do you feel the sensation of safety in your body? What part of you feels safe, holds your safety? That's it. And if you can't feel it, it's okay. And just noticing where, if you do feel it, where this safety is as you continue the breath, as you breathe. What is the quality of that feeling? Where is it? How does it feel? Just noticing and observing here as you breathe. Beautiful. Now bringing in the awareness of safety. Who is the person that you feel the safest with? And if there isn't a person you feel safe with, that's okay. And if you have someone, bring them in and borrow that safety from them. What does this safety feel like? As you continue to breathe, that's it, continuing that breath, feeling into this feeling of safety with another person. Where is it? What does it feel like? Where in your body is it? What is the quality of this feeling? And just observing how intense, or maybe how weak it feels. Just noticing it without judgment, without making a story. And now bringing your awareness to the feeling of safety with God, Source, nature, universe, whatever feels the best. And just being open to letting that come through. Noticing where in your body do you feel safety? Here, with God, Source, Universe, where do you feel it? Where is that sensation located? Noticing if it's in a similar or the same space as another safety. Noticing what this feels like. What is the quality of this? How does it feel to feel safe with God, Universe, Source, nature? That's it. Really feeling into this one. And if you cannot feel it, that is okay. That is perfect. That's it. Now zooming out a little bit as you continue to breathe and just honing in on the safety that felt the strongest for you, whether that be your own sense of safety in your body, safety with another person, safety with God, Source, Universe. Really taking the one that was the strongest and leaning into it, letting that fill your body, really feeling into that as you breathe. That's it. And then moving to the one that felt the weakest, or maybe wasn't there at all, and really just feeling into it, seeing if you can deepen it, seeing if you notice anything different, just noticing. And then toggling back and forth between the strongest, the weakest, the middle range, just bouncing from one form of safety to the other as you continue that breath. That's it. Letting them all have their moment. You are so safe. You are so supported. And really letting yourself feel that from the inside out. Beautiful. Releasing that breath pattern and coming back to just a regular in through the nose, out through the mouth. Taking a nice deep cleansing breath, deep in through the nose. That's it. And just taking a moment to notice what's here now that wasn't before. How do you feel? What was there before that's no longer here? Just noticing. As you settle back into your body, taking your time to wiggle those fingers and toes, gently, ever so gently fluttering open your eyes and coming back here. Beautiful. I invite you to journal on this experience. If that feels good for you, then you are always welcome to pop in my inbox or my DMs. At Chrystal Rose is my Instagram. I love to hear it and how this went for you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to Breathwork Bestie. I hope you enjoyed your meditation. If you could take a moment to screenshot this episode and share it on social media and tag me at Chrystal Rose, I would appreciate it so much. If you enjoyed a specific Breathwork Bestie, you can find all of the information about them in their episode details. If you're interested in learning more about breathwork or how to work with me, then go to crystalrose.com or breathworkbestie.com.